The Mary Celeste, a name that echoes through maritime history, conjures images of ghostly sails drifting through fog-laden waters, a vessel abandoned yet eerily intact. The story begins in 1861, when the ship was launched in the bustling shipyards of Spencer's Island, Nova Scotia. Originally named the Amazon, she was a brigantine designed for cargo transport across the Atlantic. Her early years were marked by misfortune. She changed hands multiple times, and her reputation was tarnished by accusations of being cursed. Yet, it was her fateful voyage in 1872 that would seal her legacy, transforming her into one of the most enigmatic ghost ships ever known. In November of that year, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York City, bound for Genoa, Italy. She carried a cargo of denatured alcohol, a volatile substance that would later be central to many theories surrounding her abandonment. Captain Benjamin Briggs, an experienced mariner, commanded the ship, accompanied by his wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7 men. The voyage began with promise, the winds favorable, but it would soon take a turn into the realm of the inexplicable. On December 4, 1872, the Mary Celeste was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, about 400 miles east of the Azores, by the British brig Dei Gratia. The crew of the Dei Gratia, led by Captain David Morehouse, was puzzled to find the ship in pristine condition. The sails were set, the rigging intact, and the cargo largely undisturbed. Yet, it became immediately apparent that something was amiss. The ship was deserted. As the crew of the Dei Gratia boarded the Mary Celeste, they found the last entry in the ship's log dated 10 days prior, on November 25th. The entry noted that all was well, the weather fair, and the ship making good progress. But after that date, there was no record of what had transpired. The ship's lifeboat was missing, and the personal belongings of the crew and the Briggs family were left behind. A half-eaten meal sat on the table, and the ship's cargo remained largely untouched. The only hint of trouble was a small amount of water in the hold, a trivial amount for a ship of its size. The mystery deepened with each passing day. Speculation ran rampant. How could a ship so well maintained be abandoned without a trace? Was it a case of piracy, a sudden storm, or perhaps something more sinister? Theories began to emerge, each more fantastical than the last, reflecting the fears and imaginations of a Victorian society fascinated by the unknown. One of the most enduring theories suggested that the Mary Celeste had been the victim of piracy. The idea was compelling. A ship adrift could easily be overtaken by pirates looking for an easy score. However, the lack of signs of a struggle and the untouched cargo made this theory less plausible. If pirates had indeed boarded the ship, they would have taken the valuable cargo, or at least left some evidence of their presence. The absence of bloodshed or a fight raised doubts about this interpretation. Another theory posited that the crew had abandoned ship in a panic due to a perceived threat from the volatile cargo of alcohol. Some speculated that the ship had leaked fumes or that the crew had feared an explosion. This idea was further fueled by the discovery that the alcohol was not in the barrels as expected. They were nearly empty, suggesting a possible leak. However, experts later determined that the alcohol was not volatile enough to pose a significant threat, especially in the quantities on board. The ship was seaworthy, and the conditions did not warrant such a drastic decision. The notion of a sudden storm also gained traction. The weather reports from that time indicated that the area had experienced rough seas, but those aboard the Mary Celeste were seasoned sailors. Captain Briggs, in particular, was known for his ability to navigate through storms. It seemed unlikely that he would abandon his ship and family without a clear and present danger. As the years passed, the mystery of the Mary Celeste only deepened. The ship was eventually salvaged and brought to Gibraltar, where it was sold at auction. Its subsequent history was almost as strange as its abandonment. The Mary Celeste changed hands several times, each owner experiencing a string of misfortunes, further fueling the legend of the cursed ship. Tales of misfortune and death surrounded her, from shipwrecks to financial ruin, as if the very fabric of the ship was woven with a dark thread of fate. In the early 20th century, the Mary Celeste became a subject of fascination for writers and filmmakers. The story was romanticized, transformed into a tale of the supernatural, leading many to believe that the ship was haunted. Ghost ship narratives took hold, suggesting that the spirits of Captain Briggs and his family roamed the decks, eternally searching for a resolution to their tragic fate. This narrative resonated with the public's imagination, feeding into the growing interest in the paranormal and the unexplained. In the late 1800s, a new theory emerged, suggesting that the ship's abandonment was part of an elaborate cover-up. Some speculated that Captain Briggs had been involved in illegal activities, perhaps smuggling, and that the crew had been silenced to protect the secret. This theory painted a dark picture of betrayal and deceit, suggesting that the true story of the Mary Celeste was far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. However, there was little evidence to support this claim, and it remained speculative at best. As the 20th century progressed, various researchers and historians attempted to unravel the mystery using modern investigative techniques. Some suggested that the crew may have abandoned the ship due to a toxic buildup of fumes from the denatured alcohol, leading to confusion and panic. Others proposed that a sudden squall may have caused the ship to take on water, prompting the crew to flee in the lifeboat. Despite the advancements in technology and understanding of maritime safety, the truth remained elusive. In the face of all these theories, the Mary Celeste became a symbol of the unknown. It represented humanity's struggle to comprehend the inexplicable, to find meaning in the chaos of existence. The ship's story resonated deeply with those who yearned for answers but were met with silence. It became a canvas upon which people could project their fears, hopes, and imaginations. In the decades that followed, the legend of the Mary Celeste continued to grow, inspiring countless works of fiction, documentaries, and even academic studies. Each retelling added layers to the story, weaving together threads of fact and fiction until the line between the two became almost indistinguishable. The ship became a metaphor for the mysteries of life itself, an enigma adrift in an ocean of uncertainty. The Mary Celeste's legacy also sparked discussions about the nature of maritime exploration and the human condition. It raised questions about the risks taken by sailors, the sacrifices made for adventure, and the thin line between life and death on the open sea. The ship became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fragility of existence and the unpredictability of fate. In the modern era, the Mary Celeste continues to capture the imagination. It serves as a reminder of the mysteries that still exist in our world. Despite advancements in technology and science, there are still questions that remain unanswered, stories that refuse to fade into obscurity. The Mary Celeste stands as a testament to the enduring human spirit, the quest for knowledge, and the desire to uncover the truth, even when faced with the unknown. As researchers continue to examine the evidence and explore new theories, the Mary Celeste remains a ghost ship in the collective consciousness. It is a vessel of mystery, a reminder that some stories are meant to linger in the shadows, challenging us to confront the unknown and embrace the mysteries of life. Whether it is a ghost ship or a cover-up, the story of the Mary Celeste will forever haunt the seas and the minds of those who seek to understand its tragic fate.